Alrighty, hey guys. So, just last week, I got my second vaccine shot from Pfizer, and it was super cool, just like the first one. It was like a drive through shot experience, but I got some mad side effects, and it was not great. So, I decided to look into it a little bit. On the cdc.gov, on the first Pfizer shot, they list the possible side effects on your arm. So this is just the first one, which I didn't really have much of an experience with. Excuse me. Essentially, with the first one, I got it and I was fine. Like my arm was a little sore. And that's kind of what they list. And then through the rest of the body, they say tiredness, headache, muscle pain, chills, fever, and nausea, which I didn't really get. And so after the second shot, I was so freaking tired. So I was wondering, like, what is going on? So I looked into it, and on the possible side effects after getting a COVID-19 vaccine, on again the CDC, we got to go to the source. They say that in most cases, discomfort from pain or fever. I'm so sorry. My computer's glitching. Is normal because your body is building protection. And fever is a lot of times linked to like lethargy. So when you have a fever and your body is building this protection, essentially what's going on is like your cells can survive at a slightly higher temperature than the invading cells or the invading virus. The proteins in our cells have like protections against higher heat, and the ones in the virus don't. So essentially, your body boils them out. So it denatures the proteins in the virus in order to, kill the virus while keeping, as many cells as it can of its own intact, essentially. So that's the whole thing going on with the fever. So also, I made the decision to get a tattoo. I had made the appointment a very long time ago, because this was a really nice tattoo shop, and you have to reserve your appointment way in advance, and so I had done that before I'd even gotten the first vaccine. And so I went and I got this tattoo, which is my first really large tattoo. It's a leg piece that, like, it took probably like 9 hours to finish, and it was super painful. It's on like my foot and my shin and but it's so worth it. I love it so much. But on is it normal to feel sick after getting a tattoo, Inc.com says usually after getting a tattoo for the first time, you're likely to catch flu, the tattoo flu, or feel feverish. It's normal, and the most common symptoms are high fever, cold, diarrhea, tiredness, soreness, and swelling in your tattoo. So I've had most of those, and not very pleasant. In addition, I went to LA for this tattoo, and according to scienceabc.com, travel fatigue, why does traveling tire you out? Traveling itself, like since it was in 2 days, I drove 7-8 hours in my stick shift car in traffic, which was a lot. And so there's a whole bunch of factors relating to driving and whatnot that can make you really tired. So anyway, I'm not going to get into that too much. Kind of back to the whole COVID situation, in terms of, I know we've all talked it to death, but in terms of kind of current medical advice from the Mayo Clinic, you get vaccines to help prevent you from getting illnesses, like with the flu vaccine. And over 16 million people in the U.S. have been infected with the virus, and over 300,000 people have died from it, which is crazy. I remember when we hit 200,000 and 100,000. That was such a huge thing, and then 200,000, and now we're all the way up to 300,000. Studies have shown that these vaccines are safe, without serious side effects, and very effective. They can prevent COVID-19 infection of 95% of people who get them. So that's Dr. Robert Jacobson, the medical director at the Mayo Clinic. And essentially, he kind of repeats what the CDC has to say about, the kind of negative side effects that you can get from getting that second shot. because your body is building that protection for you, reacting to the vaccine. These symptoms will not cause harm, which is something that I was very relieved to hear. As with any medicine, there's a small chance of a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine, which I didn't have, so I don't have to worry about it. So, as it feels like we're starting to near an end to the pandemic, we are starting to hear discussions of, okay, how can we get out of this? Like, actually, realistically, because it's starting to look like a real option at this point. So one thing we hear brought up over and over again is herd immunity. But the thing is, I didn't know this. This is something that I just found out from this research, that we don't actually know the, how do they say it? The proportion of the population that must be vaccinated against COVID-19 to begin introducing herd immunity. It is not known. So this is an important area of research that will likely vary according to the community, the vaccine, the population prioritized for vaccination, and other factors, according to the WHO. So I did not know this. I thought that 80% was essentially what it was, but no, that was for measles, actually. And I think people are just conflating it because maybe they're similar in certain ways. But all of that is just so crazy to me. A lot of new information. I hope that some of this, was new to you and was informative to you. Also, I got the Pfizer vaccine, and all of my kind of research here is on the Pfizer vaccine, other than obviously the unrelated sources. So that's all of that, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks. Bye.